Hello, hello! Pete's Pax here, and we're back with Lorcana, Rise of the Floodborn. And this is the Amber Sapphire Starter Deck. Let's take a look at what's inside. Alright. So with others, we get a booster pack. Open that in another video. Some damage counters and a little viewfinder for your lore counter. Quick start rules and a little placemat for laying out how you play. That also has your lore tracker built in. I normally use pen and paper to track lore, so that's its own thing. And then we get the deck. Alright. Now there are some pretty good cards in the starters this time around. There were in the first chapter starters as well. But starting things off, we have the Queen Commanding Presence, which is seeing quite a bit of play in the new Steel versions of Steel Song. Let's see if that, yeah, there we go. As Shift 2, knows she can sing 5, which is super crazy, considering that she's a Shift 2, so you can play her on turn 2, potentially, and then grab your sword or whole new world, any number of things in the Steel Song list. She's a 4/3, 2 quest, or 2 lore, Shift 2 with Who is the Fairest? In this character quest, each opposing character gets -4 power this turn, and chosen character gets +4 power this turn. So you can really swing some matchups. We have Gaston, Intellectual Powerhouse, uninkable 6-drop, or 4/4/3 quest with Shift 4. And Developed Brain, whenever you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Good way to dig for things. Then we have Bashful, Hopeless Romantic, 4 mana inkable, or not mana, 4 ink inkable, 2/5, that quests for 3, but you can only quest if you have another 7 Dwarfs character in play. You get 2 of those. We have Christopher Robin, Adventurer, a 6 ink inkable 2/6, a quest for 2, and whenever you ready this character, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, gain 2 lore. So this is really useful with effects that allow you to ready a character multiple times in a turn. We have Doc, Leader of the 7 Dwarves, 3 ink inkable 2/3, that quest for 2. Whenever he quests, you pay 1 less ink for the next character you play this turn. A nice way to ramp in. Acts very similar to a lantern. You get 1, 2 of those. And there's Dopey, Always Playful, a 3 ink 2/2 that quests for 1. Whenever he's banished, your other 7 Dwarves characters get +2 power until the start of your next turn. Get 1, 2 of those. Right. Then we have Gaston, Baritone Bully, a 3 ink inkable 3/3 that quests for 1 with Singer 5. So he can also sing Grab Your Sword and Whole New World, the big important songs. We get 1, 2, 3 of those. There's Grand Duke, 2 ink inkable 2/2 that quests for 1. Your Prince, Princess, King, and Queen characters get +1 power. Now this doesn't seem like much, but it includes things like Simba, which having Simba go from a 2/3 to a 3/3 is huge, especially in the early game. We have Grumpy, Bad Tempered, a 4 ink inkable 3/4 that quests for 1 with There's Trouble a Brewing. Your other 7 Dwarfs characters get +1 power, which is pretty nice. We got 1, 2, 3 of those. And there's Happy, Good Natured, 5 ink inkable 3/5 that quests for 2 with Support, which pretty sweet being able to throw around repower on support. We got 1, 2 of those. We get a reprint from the first set. It's LeFou Bumbler. That is a 2-ink inkable 1/2 that quests for 2. And if you have a character named Gaston in play, you pay 1 less for this character. I got 1, 2 of those. Sleepy Nodding Off. 2-ink inkable 2/3 that quests for 2, but he comes into play exerted. 1, 2, 3 Sleepy. Sneezy Very Allergic. 2-ink inkable 1/4, quest for 1. Whenever this character, or whenever you play this character or another Seven Dwarfs character, you may give chosen character -1 power this turn. It's pretty nice for shrinking your opponent's characters. 1, 2, 3 Sneezies. We have our first Snow White. It's Snow White Lost in the Forest. 2-ink inkable 2/3, quest for 1. And I Won't Hurt You. When you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. It's pretty strong. We get 2 of those. There's the Queen, Regal Monarch. 1-ink inkable 2/2 that quests for 1. You get 3 of those, which you quite often shift the super rare Queen onto this. Painting the Roses Red. A 2-ink inkable song. Up to 2 chosen characters get -1 power this turn. Draw a card. 2 copies of that. We get another reprint from the first set with Belle, Inventive Engineer, a 3-ink inkable 2/3 that quests for 2. Whenever it quests, you pay 1 less for the next item, or 1 less ink for the next item you play this turn. You get 1 of those. Then there's Cruella de Vil, Fashionable Cruiser, a 2-ink inkable 3/2 that quests for 1. And during your turn, this character gains evasive. So this is a good one for taking down other evasive characters. So they can challenge characters with evasive, but they don't have evasive on your opponent's turn. We get 3 of those. Really good way to take out Pascals. We have Hiram Flaversham, Toymaker. This is one of the core components of the Popsicle control deck, which is the main draw engine for Sapphire at the moment. It is a 4-ink inkable 1/6 that quests for 1. Whenever you play this character and whenever he quests, you may banish one of your items to draw 2 cards, which is an excellent, excellent draw engine. We got 1 of those. Another part of the same draw engine is Judy Hopps, Optimistic Officer. I have routinely misread this as Opportunistic Officer. It is a 3-ink inkable 2/3 that quests for 2, and whenever you play this character, you may banish chosen item. So that's your item or your opponent's item. Its controller draws a card. We get 2 of those. We have Owl, Logical Lecturer, which, much like Archimedes, is a 1-ink inkable 2/2 that quests for 1. We got 1, 2, 3 of those. At some point, I want to be able to make an owl-themed deck, so that'll be nice. Then we have Phil, Trainer of Heroes, which is a reprint from Chapter 1. 2-ink inkable 3/1 with support that quests for 1. We get 2 of those. The Knock, Water Spirit, 4-ink inkable 4/3 that quests for 1 with Ward. 1, 2, 3 of those. Next rare is Winnie the Pooh, Having a Think, 3-ink inkable 2/3 that quests for 2. And whenever this character quests, you may put a card from your hand into your inkwell face down. That's kind of a Fishbone Quill impression. We have the song 4 Dozen Eggs, a 4-ink inkable song that gives your characters resist +2 until the start of your next turn. We get 2 of those. We have Launch, which is a 3-ink uninkable action that lets you banish chosen item from item of yours to deal 5 damage to chosen character. We have 2 of those. It would be a little unthemed to play this alongside Coconut Basket. We have Fang Crossbow, a 3-ink inkable item with careful aim. 2 ink and tap this, or exert this. Chosen character gets -2 power this turn. And then stay back. You can exert and banish this item to banish chosen dragon character. Keep in mind there aren't a whole lot of dragons in the game yet. We get 2 of those. Next item is Gumbo Pot, a 2-ink inkable item that you exert to remove 1 damage each from up to 2 chosen characters. Now, keep in mind, if you remove damage from 2 different characters, that does count as 2 separate instances of removing damage, so it does trigger the new Amber Rapunzel for each character. We get 2 of those. We have Popsicle, which is the namesake of the Popsicle draw engine that works alongside Hiram Flaversham, Judy Hopps, and Nick Wilde. It's an item that is a 1-ink inkable item. When it comes into play, you draw a card, so it immediately replaces itself, and then you can banish it to remove 2 damage from chosen character, which is just so great. All right. Well, that is the Rise of the Floodborn Amber Sapphire starter deck. Thank you for joining me on this adventure with Rise of the Floodborn. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and leave down below. What deck are you excited to play for the second chapter? I'm actually still on my Ruby control. That's almost completely first chapter. Actually, I think it is still completely first chapter at the moment for the league that I play in, just because I haven't had much time to open up the Floodborn stuff yet. But I'll be updating that pretty soon to probably some variant of the Amethyst Ruby aggro. Well, maybe not the aggro list, probably a more control-y list. I've also been looking at the Sapphire Ruby control, which seems kind of up my alley. I do like drawing cards. But until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.